We could probably shut that down. And we are live. You can catch us on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll be right back with you, Howlers. How's over Baz? I'm Jacob Casas, and this episode is called Addicted to Fitness. I want to give a shout out to Diamond Studios. Thank you for coming out and doing all this for us today. I know it's going to be a long day today. We got a lot going on today, Diamond Studios. But I want to go ahead and let Rico do his thing. Come on, Rico's World.
How's it going, Rico G? So the 19th, we're going to have another DNR. Ladies, if you're interested and want to come down and spit some wisdom, say anything that you've been through, just hit me at Rico_the_man, and it's the with THA.
So we got two special guests today, and this is we haven't done a full fitness episode yet, so we got a full fitness episode coming on today, and I want to let the guests introduce themselves. We'll start with you. Just give us a little bit of your name and the name of your business and what you do.
Okay. Well, I'm Mark Cherry, and I'm a co-owner of A2F Gym, Addicted to Fitness, with this lovely lady to my left here, my wife.
You want to go ahead and introduce yourself, too?
My name's Arlene. I started Addicted to Fitness 10 years ago. And I'm an IFBB pro, owner and founder of A2F Gym along with my husband.
So how long have you had this gym open for?
Just past 7 years.
7 years?
September 17th, yeah.
And so how long, I know we were talking a little bit earlier, but how long have you guys been in fitness? We guess we can start with you on that.
Pretty much since I could walk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my parents had me swimming at age 4, playing soccer at age 5, then went into Pop Warner and then, high school and all sorts of things after that. And still involved with it today. It's been a part of my life since, like I said, since I could walk.
Yeah. How about you? How long you been in it?
Well, my story goes way back. No. Actually, I started fitness at age 50.
Oh, okay.
I had never lifted before, never had any desire to even lift or to even, I hated the gym. It was really intimidating, and I found myself at a really bad time in my life at the time, at age 50. It was the worst time of my life, and found myself depressed. And my son came in and said, you need to work out, Mom. I want my mom back. And so I started working out. He would make me work out, along with my brother who encouraged me. And I hired my first trainer and went all in.
Wow.
And she became addicted to fitness.
And I got addicted to fitness. And so that was like my humble beginnings. I mean, if you want to know the whole story, I can tell you the whole story.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Could we get into that story a little bit? I wasn't sure if you wanted to get into that, but
do you want me to get into
I think
it
it'd be
now?
good to get into the story because it's good for people to hear their story, for them to be able to get out of whatever they're going through.
Right.
Okay, so at 50 years old, I found myself facing divorce after being with my first and only at that time for 32 years. And so I found myself, I was depressed. I didn't know what direction to go in my life. I've been an entrepreneur all my life. We had a business before that I had started in financial services, and I really didn't know which direction to go. And so I found myself like depressed, didn't know what to do. And I've never been a depressed person, never. And so again, like I said, my son came over one day, cried, and he said, I really want my mom back. And the only way I'm going to get you back, Mom, is that you need to do something. You need to get out of bed and you need to go work out. And he would put my only pair of shoes that I had, which was tennis shoes that was a hand-me-down for my daughter. He put it on, he put music in my ears, and he told me, let's go run.
He did it himself. He got you up and got you
moving.
moving.
Made me get up, and he goes, let's go run. I'll be right behind you. You can yell and scream and cry all you want, but I just want you to run. And I started running, and I started crying, and You know.
What's his name?
His name is Bruce.
Bruce. Shout out to Bruce.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like he
He's
really
my
lifted
little
Mom
Bruce.
up
He's
when she
33
was
and I
hurting.
call him Little Bruce.
Yeah.
And so then shortly after that, my niece and I, she was also another pivotal part of my fitness career, because she decided she was going to, her name is Marissa. And so she and I, she goes, you know, Tita, which is aunt in Filipino, she said, let's do a fitness competition. And I said, I'm too old. I'm 50 years old. And that's when I started my career. And so, to make a long story short, we went ahead and we started looking for a trainer. We found a trainer. And this trainer, like I said, I went all in, 5 days. I wanted to focus on something bigger and greater than the issues that I was facing at the time. And so I went 5 days a week, and he had asked me, his name is Reed, so if you're out there, Reed, hi, Reed. So he asked me, he goes, Arlene, have you ever thought about competing? And I said, no, I'm too old. There's no way. I really didn't have any confidence in training because I had never trained before. And he said, if I can get you ready in 12 weeks, would you do it? And I said, okay. So 12 weeks later, both Marissa and I trained with him 5 days a week at 8 o'clock in the morning. I got on stage and I competed with NPC. And the thing is that I had over 30 people, family and friends there, because they knew the issues that I was facing. They all supported me. And I took last place, and I was the happiest person because I know what fitness did for me. It did more than just what I look like, but what it did and how it helped me emotionally, you know, get through my issues. And then at that point, I decided, you know, I'll do another competition. I did better, and at that second competition, I actually won. You know, and
wow.
I got the overall and I got the sword.
Wow.
And I never went into fitness to win. You know, I went into fitness because of how it made me feel and how I liked the way I started looking. You know, and so then shortly after that, I decided I wanted to help other women. And so I started a boot camp with 8 people. 4 of them were my sisters or my family members that didn't pay me because they're too cheap.
That's how it goes with family.
Yes.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock in the morning, we'd go to the park,
Jeez.
scared to death because this is in November, you know, where it's cold, it's dark, but I knew that, you know, I wanted to help these people. And I thought, let's start off with 6 weeks. And I did. And I decided because I hated fitness, I wanted to make fitness fun. So I'd blast the music, I'd dance around them. If they wanted to quit, I wouldn't let them quit. And so then I thought, I didn't do it for the money because I was fine financially. So I wanted to help other women. And so when I started helping that first 6 weeks, I thought that was it. And then the next 6 weeks, their friends started coming, and it quickly grew. You know, at the end of the year, I had over 125 people. Because someone had told me, once you get to 100, you know, then it's over. You're going to be, you know, the game is over. That's the beginning. If you can get to 100 clients, that's where it starts. So I started setting a goal that I'm going to get to 100. Then I met Mark. Mark here. And Mark also was at the worst time of his life at that time. So we met each other when we were broken. But the one thing about Mark, and I always say, you never know where God leads you to, you know, because here he leads me to a man, I start fitness, and a man who's been in fitness pretty much all his life. He's been an athlete, bodybuilder, CrossFitter, football player, you know, and how
The man, huh?
The man.
Iron Man.
At least that's what I keep telling myself.
And this is how I used to train, Jacob. You know, I would kick their ass, right? I would make them work really hard. And they're like, what part of the muscle are we working? And I'm like, well, we're working. What part of the muscle do you feel? They're like, I feel it here. Well, then, duh, that's what we're working.
Whatever hurts the most.
Whatever hurts the
Yeah,
most.
yeah.
But I made it fun, and so people kept coming. I was in this small, closed room where I would stack like 30 or 40 people in there because they kept coming. And every gym that we would go to, something would happen, and that gym would close down. So I'd have to go to another gym, you know, to bring my clientele. And finally, I would say, Serena, if you're out there, Serena, I give this credit to you. She had said, Arlene, open up your own gym. We'll follow you. You know, and she kept hounding me. And she kept saying, open one up. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, open up a gym. We'll follow you. And then the last gym that we were at, it had closed down, right?
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I said, Mark, come over here. Come be with me. Let's open up a gym. I need you to help me out. open up this gym. Because we were kind of forced to. We didn't have a home because that gym was closing down.
Yeah.
So we opened up, we saw this one building, we looked at it, we said, this is it, and that was September 2016.
Well, her friends had kind of pushed her and made her a commitment in January that year, and didn't they make you say September?
No,
You
I
said
they said,
the
when are
gym
you
would
gonna-"
open up in September.
No, they
September
said, when
that
are you
year.
going to open up the gym? I said, next summer. And they said, when next summer? And I said, September. And guess what?
Yeah, September
September
17th of that
17th
year,
is
the
when
gym
we
opened up.
the gym.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's really cool.
That's why I think it's really important, not only as business owners, that what you speak comes to pass,
Words have
right?
powers.
Yeah.
Words have power.
And
Yeah.
so if you speak it, somehow the universe aligns
for
and,
sure.
and things happen. And here I am today at 60, and I feel younger. I'm more fit. I feel younger. I have no aches, no pains. I'm healthier than I was
when you
10
were
years ago.
younger. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy because we tell people all the time, if you're doing it for money, you're only going to do it for so long.
That's right.
Or it's only going to last for so long.
That's right.
Yeah.
When you have the love for it and it does something to you,
Yeah.
and then you have the enjoyment of seeing somebody else's life change, you can't pay for that.
Can I tell you something else too? I never did fitness other than an accountability, or I never competed because I decided that I was going to compete every year. And I didn't do it to win. I did it because I know what it does to make me look good and feel good, right? More importantly, feeling good. And so each time I would always qualify to go to nationals, and each time he would push me and say, go, go, go. And I'm like, nah, I have no desire to go pro. I'm fine just the way that I am. And the head judge of one of the MPC also said, Arlene, you should go. You qualify, go to Masters. Then I had Lisa Brownie, who's a really good friend of mine. She said, why don't you go with me? Let's go do it together.
And at least get the experience of being there, because there's a huge difference between a local show and then stepping on a national stage
Yeah.
like that. And it's kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I
Oh,
mean,
wow.
Only 1% of the 1% actually,
So that's what makes you a howler right there.
Yeah, exactly. She was howling for
I
sure.
was howling. I was qualifying every year, and so that I went. Mark and I, we traveled. We went to Jersey, and I took second place. You had to be first place to win. And I thought I was done. Mark's like, "No, let's go to Pittsburgh. Don't quit now." And I'm like,
I said, we got
am
3 weeks.
done.
No, I know exactly what you need to do to win in 3 weeks. And we went back in 3 weeks, and she not only won, I think it was the 50 and above division, but the 40 and above division.
Damn.
And so she basically got her pro card twice.
And I got my overall card there, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to
Pull
go.
that. Can you pull that up? I know.
Yes.
Probably just pull so you feel comfortable.
I didn't have any desire to really go. It wasn't part of my bucket list. I don't even think I ever really had a bucket list.
Yeah.
I just, at that point in time, I was 56 years old. I'd qualified every year, never went, and it took me 2 tries, and I got my pro card.
Well, that's congrats on
And
that.
all that really
That's
is a
crazy.
status symbol, meaning that I've done something
Yeah,
bigger than
yeah.
most.
Yeah.
Howler for sure.
Yeah.
So your story, like you said that you've met him in the hardest time of his life. We want to elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, well, as we were saying earlier, I mean, I've always been an athlete ever since, like I say, since I could walk. And I'd made the transition through different sports as I got older. And I was really highly involved with CrossFit, and I was training for a really big competition. And during that training time, all of a sudden my hip started bothering me. And, I'm old school. You take a couple aspirin, shut up, and get on with it.
Not just
right?
old school dude.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Dude.
So, I didn't think anything of it, and it just kept getting worse. Finally, I went to the doctor. They did surgery on it, which was supposed to fix it, but they ended up destroying the rest of my cartilage in that particular hip.
Wow.
So 6 months later, I was bone on bone trying to train, and went back to the doctor. And at that particular point, they said, your only choice at this point is to live with the pain, and not work out, or we can do a hip replacement, and yeah, you'll be better, but you'll never be the same.
Wow.
Let me tell you, when I met him, though, that's when I met him, is when he was in pain. He could walk for maybe a quarter mile, and then he's dragging his legs, because he couldn't walk.
Wow.
And here I had just met him, and I fell in love with him.
Broken it all.
Broken it all.
Beat the, you know what?
Both of you guys are
what am I
broken.
doing?
Yeah, and it's quite and for me, I don't know if, other athletes can identify with it. It's like it's so much a part of your life. I'm used to going to gym and repping out 400 pounds on my squat and then going and running sprints the next day or whatever else I was doing for CrossFit at that particular time. And then all of a sudden, it gets taken away from you. And that big part of your life is, in my eyes, I'm thinking it's gone.
Yeah.
And so over the next couple of years, I lived with pain because I didn't want to do the traditional hip surgery. And lucky enough, I found, he's retired now, a Dr. Schmezreed at the Joint Replacement Institute. And they have a surgery where it's basically like capping your tooth as opposed to cutting the bone away and sticking a rod up your pelvis there. The end result is there is no restriction. So lucky enough today at 61, after having the other hip replaced, I can still squat. And if I wanted to, I could probably compete in bodybuilding still.
Wow.
But at that particular point in my life, I thought it was over. Such a huge part of my day was the gym, doing things that are fitness, whether it was paddle boarding. I lived in Long Beach at the time, or surfing, or whatever I was doing, which is taken away from me. And lucky enough, I had this wonderful lady
that made you
by
do
my
the surgery.
side. Yes.
I said, give me 3 doctors.
Yeah.
Is that what I said? Because you're going to do the surgery. You're not waiting 5 years.
He's like, you need to carry me around.
Yeah, right,
That's right.
exactly right. She was,
I can't carry you. You're going to smash me. And so I said, give me name of 3 doctors.
Yeah, and so we became each other's support at that particular time. Her going through what she went through and me going through what I went through. And out of that, we came together and put the gym together, and here we are 7 years later.
Wow, well, congratulations on that, because you guys are both going through hard times for different things, and you guys just became each other's support system. Yeah. That doesn't just happen, No. It wasn't just a coincidence you guys met
I
then.
love giving and changing lives, and part of giving is believing in somebody and letting them know that you can do this, you can change your life. And if you look at our gym today, the average age is probably 40 and 50. But all the 40-year-olds look 20. All the 50-year-olds look 30. I have 60-year-olds that are there that can outlift the 20-year-olds.
Wow.
And I think because of our age, and especially me, because I had never been in fitness, he's been in fitness all his life, I think I give hope that it's never too late.
Yeah.
To at least get started.
They can't bullshit you.
No.
Because you're like, hey.
They tell me, they go, well, I'm too old. And I said, how old are you? 40. And I said, you're not fucking old.
Yeah, I know. And then we tell them we're like 20 years older than you are. What's your problem?
And they're like, damn, I didn't know that.
No excuses.
Well, I think also the commonality between the two of us and why our gym is successful is we generally do care about helping other people and understanding, where people are coming from. We all come from different directions. We all have our baggage and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's that commonality of rising above it. And that's what we love to do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who walks in our gym.
But we've created an environment where there's no judgment. You come in, we train husband and wives, we train mother and daughter, lots of families. So, and because I have such a big family, I can fill my own gym with my own family. So I told my family, you got to pay.
even if they're bawling, even if a family member is bawling, they still don't want to pay.
Yeah.
Just the way they are.
So I think it kind of trickled down, and I'm a very personal, I love people. I genuinely love people. And I think that kind of, exuded to our clients, because I love my clients. I love the people that are there. And I feel an extreme responsibility that if they're going to pay, and we're not cheap, but if they're going to pay because they want their lives and they want their health to change, I feel an extreme responsibility to follow through and make sure that their lives change. Yeah. So I'm hard on them. I mean, I'm fun, but I'm going to kill them with a smile.
Yeah.
They're not coming to that gym
Actually,
to have an
kick
average.
their ass with a smile.
Yeah. What did I say?
Kill them.
Kill them?
I don't
Okay.
know. Either one's appropriate.
Both of them
work, actually. Right.
So you guys have a good dynamic, though. You guys are not just young looking. You guys are young, like spirited.
Yeah.
So that's for sure going to attract.
I keep them young.
She keeps me going, let me tell you.
He's all, I'm still trying. I'm just. I have
She
no
just gives
choice.
me my medicine every morning, and I'm okay, I guess. You know?
He's all, I got no choice.
Yeah.
That's good, though.
Yeah,
Because I needed to find somebody, I knew the second time around, that somebody that can keep up with me. And I thought it had to be somebody just a little bit younger than me because I was 50, right? And I thought, nobody can keep up with me. And then I found him, and even though he
can lift you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right.
Right.
He can keep up with me.
Yeah, well, I had to cart her on our first date because I didn't believe she was 50.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He said,
crazy.
"You are not that." He goes, and I threw him my license. I go, "Here."
There's a set of questions that we ask entrepreneurs, and I actually I'm excited to ask you these questions to both of you because I really want to know your guys' answers. Actually,
Okay.
so I'm going to start with you. We're going to go, so you have time to think about your answers.
Well, that's
Okay.
not fair.
I guess that's the part being a man.
Oh, man. All right.
So the first question, we always start out with this because it's the foundation of who you are, right? So I wanted to ask you, okay, what's your foundation? What do you build your foundation off of? Like, okay, with me, I always try to give him a little, like, so what we're talking about is like God, right? Mm-hmm. So a howler, somebody that's putting their self to the test every day. Not only you guys putting yourself to the test with your business, you're doing that with your body. Mm-hmm. You guys are really pushing yourselves, like constantly pushing yourselves. What is your foundation built off of? Is it God? Is God in your life? Is it something spiritual? What is your foundation built on? What do you build that off of?
Well, of course, God is part of my foundation in life. I believe in God, and I believe in I believe in the goodness of people and in the spirit of people, and I try to nurture that every particular day, and use that as my foundation for helping others throughout the day, and I participate in it too. I mean, this morning I took my guys through an arm workout and killed them and made it part of the experience and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely where my foundation comes from, and from my experience in the past.
Yeah.
And falling down and getting back up, and always looking at my glass is always half full.
Yeah, that's good.
I've always been a half full glass kind of guy.
That's good. Most people in this world aren't half full anymore.
No, there's so much negativity out there right now. It's really nauseating to see.
It's crazy.
And
it's crazy to see.
I always look at the blessings I have in my life, especially when I look at this lady next to me here. I'm a very blessed man.
That's good.
Yeah, you are.
And she reminds me every day.
You're blessed, damn it.
Yes, you are.
So with you, where's your foundation built off
My
of?
foundation has always been with the Lord, with God. I remember when I was faced with my situation, getting on my hands and knees, and I said, okay, where do I go from here? What do I do? I'll follow. Just open the door, and I will follow. I never knew that it was going to be fitness because I never had any desires for fitness. It was not a goal. It was not a desire, but I guess like when doors open, you walk through it, right? And I've been a business owner. I've been an entrepreneur pretty much all my life. I've been fired from every job that I've ever had and proud, because I hate working at a job. I'm an entrepreneur. I want to be able to do what I want when I want. I mean, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but that's the whole
No,
thing.
that's what most entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, in reality, most entrepreneurs are a little lazy when it comes to certain things.
Don't
right?
tell me what to do.
Yeah, and you want to be able to do what you want to do throughout the day. If you
Yeah.
want to leave, you should be able to leave.
Yeah.
Tell me that when I take
Yeah.
break, lunch, and all that. Most entrepreneurs are they even say they're like Class C students. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, because they want to find a shortcut where I don't have to leave busting my ass every day at work doing
I've
the
been
same
told
thing.
that I'm bossy, and so
Not at all.
No, dear.
No, honey.
But I also base my foundation in all the years that I've been in business by leading by example.
Yes.
I
Good.
don't want to tell somebody to do something that I am not willing to do myself. I remember in the business that I had before, which I built that business pretty much door knocking. So I'm not going to go tell someone to do something I'm not willing. If they're scared, let's go do it together. And I still, to this day, at even 60, I won't tell somebody to do something, even in fitness, unless I'm willing to do it. So I have a 30-year-old that says, well, I can't do that. That's too heavy. Let me show you how. And I lift it, and I go, I know you can do it, so go do it.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about your son real quick, though. So your son pushed you to go work out. Can you out-work out your son now?
Oh, my son? Oh, hell yeah. I got more muscle than him. A lot more muscle than my son. My son is...
He's like, damn.
He was a hockey player. He played in Canada. Met his wife there.
Oh, wow.
You know,
He's making a comeback now. I saw him in the gym the other night. So he's making... I got your back, Bruce.
Both my kids were in high-level athletes. You know, I was never an athlete. I never got hurt, never had any pains, never broke a bone.
Until her 50s.
Yeah. And then, even now, I've still never broken anything. But I think that's because I was just a little, I don't know, a little princess, a little diva. So you asked me that question, what do I base my foundation on? Always leading by example.
Yeah.
Especially with the business that you have, you're a walking advertisement. Like you said, you can't have somebody do something that you're not doing, or tell somebody to get in shape and you're not in shape. You know, what I mean?
You know, 100% of the people that are there at our gym have all been from referrals. You know, people saying, hey, you got to see this girl, look at her, look at my trainer. So I have to, I mean, it's not being conceited, but I have to have a certain look. Yeah. Because at 60, you know, they don't want to see an old, beat up 60.
I don't remember my 60-year-old grandma looking like that.
Right.
And I don't mind it either, by the way.
It's like, dang.
I have 4 grandchildren. You know, and when I walk around with my grandchildren, they think they're my children.
Yeah. It's true.
I can see that.
It's true.
Yeah. And I'm like, so I'm proud to have not only our children, but my grandchildren, you know, and now my grandkids, they're athletes. You know, when your kids and your grandkids want to spend time with you, then you know you're doing something right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this next question I want to get into, because I really want to hear your guys' answers on this one. This is the one I've been wanting to ask you. And we get a lot of different answers. Okay. Some answers that are like kind of blowing our minds sometimes. But I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
So being a howler, you own a business. You've always pushed yourself to a limit to make yourself look the way you do.
Right.
So leadership, okay? Leadership is I can tell it's always been something that you've been part of, right? You've been a leader your whole life.
Yeah.
What is leadership to you?
Well, I think when we're talking about, she was mentioning it, you know, leadership is leading by example, by being an example to other people. Leadership is being fearless and willing to take risks, and showing other people how it can be done. And I believe it as simple as that. I've always been, like when I played sports, I was always captain with a team, but that's always because when I went to practice, I was there early. You know, after practice, if there's something that I was not good at or something I didn't do right in the game before, I stayed behind to practice and make sure that I didn't make that mistake again, or I improved myself that way.
Yeah.
And I do that now. In fact, our son Bruce made a comment to me last night. He goes, "Are you working out? Are you just kind of working out whenever you can?" And I'm like, "Well, no. I'm trying to get myself in really, really good shape again." And I was doing some extra work in the gym, and it wasn't part of my workout. It was something extra. Mm-hmm. And I think being a leader, that's one of the things you have to do. You have to go the extra mile.
That's good. That's like the best. I like that last one. Being a leader, you got to go the extra mile.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I do.
I like that one.
Because if you're not going the extra mile, then nobody's going to follow you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that one. You're up. I'm going to ask you now. So, what do you believe a leader is? Now, everything you've gone through, like break it all down, like before you answer. Everything you've gone through in your life, have your son having to pick you up, get you out there. You started pushing, and you haven't stopped since. Mm-hmm. Everything you've gone through, because you're a leader, like it or not, you're a leader. So everything you do, people are watching you, like with a close eye. Because at the same time, people want to see a leader fall. They want to see that sometimes. But what is a leader to you?
To me, a leader, first and foremost, is somebody, how do I say this? So being a leader is believing in others when they don't believe in themselves. You know, because everybody has a sign that says, make me feel special. You know, and as a leader, you have to recognize that and make everyone feel special. Yeah. As a leader, also leading by example and being there for them. I believe a leader is the first one there, the last one to leave. I believe that the leadership, everything rises and falls on leadership. So you take the fall, you take ownership in when things aren't going well, and you give kudos when things are doing well to others. You know, it's not just about you. As a leader, everything lies on us. If something is going wrong in the gym, I take full responsibility. That it's not them, it's me. What can I do? How can I be better? But I think more importantly as a leader, it's not only leading by example, but believing in people. You know, more than they believe in themselves. I have so many people in there that come to me that are broken, you know, that are crying, that are in tears, that want to, you know, they want to better their lives and through fitness. And I truly believe that everything good comes with fitness. What bad thing could happen in fitness? Nothing, right? Because if they can feel good about themselves, they're more confident, they're happy, they're a better wife, better husband, better friend, better worker. So everything good comes out of that.
Yeah.
So for me, leadership is taking ownership, responsibility, leading, and believing in people.
I like that. Yeah.
I
like those answers. Now, this next one I want to get into, and I want to. There's certain ones I want to ask them because of even the field you're in, and just seeing your guys' dynamic together and everything. Uh-huh. So this is a good one. This is part of the list that we ask. This one right here is now this isn't going to just be physical; it'll be mental too. So strength, being strong. Every leader has to be strong. We know that. But physically and mentally, I mean, we had this podcast that we were talking about one time, and me and this guy Ronnie were talking about, and we were talking about strength, and I was talking about, and I gave this answer, and I never even really thought I thought of it that way until I watched the video back. But the answer was like, even me, when I said you have to be strong. But you have to be strong in every angle. I would say that in business, there's a whole different type of strength, especially when you have predators coming at you and different things coming at you, trying to destroy what you have, your business. And you have to be so strong that people are afraid to mess with you. Not just physically. In business and everything that you do, people need to think, okay, this dude is strong enough where he's going to come at me. He's going to take me down. I'm afraid to just go after him because he has enough knowledge, enough strength to come after me and destroy what I have. So I don't want to mess with him. You know, that's the kind of strength that I'm thinking of too when I think of strength, because being strong as an entrepreneur, it's like you got wolves coming from everywhere trying to attack you. And I've noticed that as an entrepreneur, being in the business 9 years. Yeah. But we'll start with you.
Of course.
Why she first? No.
Because you want to answer it.
No. You know, okay, go ahead, Mark.
You want to answer?
It's age before beauty. You know, right? Okay.
So first off, where does your strength come from? Where do you believe it comes from? And we'll go start with that one. So where do you think your strength comes from?
Well, like I said, throughout my life, there's times I've been out on my own. There's times I've been in sporting situations where, you know, I've been knocked down physically, knocked down emotionally, and I've had to pick myself back up. And I would say that's where I get a lot of that from. Then also, when you're talking about, and unfortunately there's a lot of haters out there.
Yes.
And we get them all the time. it's not that I necessarily want to destroy anybody else, but I'm confident in myself, in my abilities, in my partner's abilities, that you can throw whatever you want at me. It's just not, my armor's too thick.
I love that.
My armor's too thick. You're not going to break through my armor. Yeah. And I don't need to. I don't need to crush you because you're going to wear yourself out.
Ooh.
How?
How?
Yeah, I got a howl. Yeah.
Your first howl, baby.
Yeah.
That's how the day.
Cool. No, and that's how it is. I mean, I love people, and we're not, none of us is perfect. Mm-hmm. And I understand people are going to mess up. And, you know, I tend to be more compassionate than some of my other counterparts. And I'd rather just, like I say, if you're coming after us or me, you're going to get through my armor. Never.
I like that. I like that.
It sounded like he was being humble about it. He wanted to talk it.
Yeah.
You put yourself in that position for it to be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
It's what it is.
I like that. I like that.
But my strength has come from my upbringing, first and foremost. I had a mom that was very resilient, strong, powerful, and I think that's where a lot of my work ethic comes from.
And she
watching
still is
them.
today.
And she still is today at
What,
90
89?
years old.
90? Yeah,
Very
90.
resourceful.
Yeah.
That's blessed.
And the second part of that is that, you know, in the businesses that I've been in, I've been mentored by the finest people in that industry, and I've learned so much about being strong, you know, not showing hurt and pain, because people don't come to us because we're broken, you know, and being negative. They want somebody that if they can look at you and you can provide them hope and they can believe that they too can do this, you got to be strong enough to be able to show them that they too can do this, right?
Right.
And so you don't show hurt, you don't show doubt, you don't, like I told Mark, if we're not doing well or we're in an argument, you don't show people that. They don't want to hear that or see that. They're looking to us for hope and opportunity.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true. Like
And
100%.
so we've got to be stronger than they are.
Yeah.
And I truly believe also silence is golden. You've got people that come at you, they say you're this, you're that.
You're a leader of the pack.
They
That's
will
just
not
the
get
way
a
it is.
response from me. They can put me down all they want. They can say I'm this, because I know who I am. I'm strong enough, and I believe, and I know who I am, and I know what they're saying is a lie. If I respond, then they know that they got to me.
Yeah.
So
And the
guess-
bigger you get, you got to get used to it, because the bigger you get, the more
it's
that's
all-
going to happen.
Hell yeah. So they get, you know, so we've had people that have haters, and guess how much response they get from me? Zero. Silence is golden, because they know I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
going
that
to
pisses
respond.
them off more.
Yeah, I'm
It
not
pisses them
responding
off
to
more.
that.
Yeah.
Show you better than I
They
can
don't
tell you.
deserve
Yeah,
my response.
exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
better than that.
Exactly.
The thing is too with you guys have a different kind of like thing that happened though. Like I look at your strength, like you had to get your hip replaced and you still went right back at it.
Yeah.
That's strong minded, like big time for you to have to be able to do that. And then you, like from the divorce, you said you couldn't even get up, and your son picked you up, and that's strength though. You went out there and you still ran with him. That's strength. That shows a
I've
lot of
always
strength.
been strong.
I almost feel like that's your biggest, like the craziest weight lift you had ever had to lift was probably that right there.
The more people doubt, the stronger I am.
Yeah.
You know, when people say that I can't do something, or I'm not good enough, or you're a girl, or you're this, or you're that, you know, oh yeah?
That's all you gotta do is
I'll
tell her
tell
she
you.
can't do it. Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
And she's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think success is the sweetest revenge.
That is though.
You don't
Yeah, it
even
is.
have to say anything.
Yeah.
So I want to get into self-sacrificing. Being a howler, I'll let whoever wants to answer this first. I don't want to fight on this one. So whatever you had to, because I mean, all entrepreneurs, all leaders have to sacrifice something in their, that when they're going to be an entrepreneur or building a business or even building themselves. I mean, what is the biggest thing you had to have self-sacrifice in yourself?
Well, you know, I can talk about the sacrifices that I made early on, and the sacrifices that I made early on is when I had my daughter. My mom helped to raise my daughter for the first 4 years, so that I could go out there and build the foundation. Mm-hmm. And it meant working 24/7, literally. It's like there were times where she would go and stay at my mom's for days at a time, and she called my mom Mama, you know, and that hurt me. You know, but then there was also a time where I was able to stay home because of the sacrifices that I made early on. And the sacrifices that I made this time around is that I didn't really have to work anymore. And so the sacrifices that I had to make was willing to get myself back up at age 50, start a career or a business in something that I really didn't know a whole lot about. You know, I just knew a whole lot about people and how to motivate and move people. But as far as like muscle group and, you know, how to build muscle, and just lift the shit, you know, build muscle.
Do this and do that.
Just do that. Just do what I say. So the sacrifices that I made was willing to get back up, you know, in the worst time of my life, willing to get back up, start over at age 50, which a lot of people are afraid to do.
I like to get back up in the worst time of your life.
That's right.
Start over.
That's right.
You know, put all of my resources in something that people thought, why are you doing that? Aren't you afraid you're going to lose it? Well, I won't lose it.
So do you think that at some point, because we've had another podcast about something similar, what we're talking about, and do you think that we had this discussion where people always say you need to die to yourself? Do you feel like that at some point you died to yourself and was born something else? Because like
your lowest point,
your lowest point, like just pretty much just kills the old person, just kills them.
Yeah,
and someone new comes out of that.
I don't think so much that it killed the person. It just made the person, the person that I was, stronger. Because of the circumstances that I was facing at the time. My sister and I used to joke around, we used to say that we're rhinos. Because a rhinoceros has really thick skin. Nothing penetrates that, right? It takes a lot for something to penetrate the skin of a rhinoceros. So I would tell myself that, you know, I'm a rhino. Nothing is going to penetrate me. And so I think more than just that person in me died because
it was always there.
It was always there. You know, I just kind of maybe woke up and I knew that the pressure was on, my back's against the wall, and I had to do something.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to rely on anybody. Not my ex, not my children. I didn't want my children to
self-motivation.
To help me out financially. I figured I'm going to do this, you know, and so the strength in me is what came out.
Wow. How many members do you guys have in your gym right now? Over 100, huh?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
In
definitely.
one location?
We're one location. We're primarily a very private gym. We focus on small group training, personal one-on-one, and competitive training.
Yeah.
So it's more like a family vibe with you guys instead of everybody knows each other at the gym type
Yeah,
thing.
you should come in.
Yeah, everybody in the
train
gym.
I need to.
We don't care who you are or what your goal is everybody in that gym, and it's one of the things I guess I insist on is everybody's supportive of everybody. You know.
We have a lady. Sorry, babe.
Right, I was
Who'd
just gonna
never
answer that
lifted before.
We'll be back.
Who had never lifted before, and she's 68 years old.
Don't pull the wire out.
She's been with us now for a year. You should see her. She's got more muscles than a 20-year-old.
Yeah,
She's been lifting consistently 5 to 6 days a week, had never trained.
Dang.
You know, she was inspired by Ernestine, the 80-something-year-old
Yeah.
lady who started her career in her 50s.
Yeah.
And then she had heard about me, who was 60, doing this, so she wanted to come and train. And she's amazing, and she's been able to do in a short period of time.
Wow, that's cool.
It's never too late.
Yeah,
Never.
too late.
Ever.
Yeah.
So no excuse, Jacob.
Yeah.
Get back on Eddie Miller style.
Yeah, I almost named our gym NTL, never too late.
Never too late.
It was between A2F and NTL.
NTL.
And when I pulled all of our members, it was half. And then I sat on it for 6 months. I said, because people are saying, well, addicted to fitness. Addicted is a very negative connotation.
Here we go.
I said, but what about...
People always have something to say.
Yeah, they do.
I said, but what if you can be addicted to something good?
Yeah, you can.
Addiction is bad, so why don't we make it a positive thing?
Make it
and
a positive thing.
Addicted to something that's going to better your life.
Yeah.
So I went with
Exactly.
addicted to
Well,
fitness.
the other one's going to be for the second location that you guys are going to get soon.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
you guys are going to expand.
That's right.
Second location.
That's
Yes. And you guys will be our first investors.
Down.
You guys, so you guys been open for 3 years?
6 years.
6
Well,
years.
I've actually been training since I was 51, but the gym has been, it's 2016 is when
Oh,
Little
16.
Bruce.
Yeah.
That,
September
16,
17th this year
18,
was
19,
7
20,
years.
22. Yeah, 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like I mean that's you guys built that off of just you guys going through
We've
some
never
drama and
advertised.
you doing it your whole life. It's like the perfect match.
No advertisement.
We've
It's just
never
word of
advertised.
mouth.
Oh, all just referrals.
Word of mouth.
Everybody that comes in is referrals, and the type of clientele that we have is kind of a really unique clientele, you know. And most of the clientele are either business owners. They are either in the real estate industry or in the medical field.
That just goes to show who you guys are. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
powerful.
you guys got real people at it, huh?
Yeah,
Coming
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
the big dogs, huh?
yeah.
So, a quick question: when's the last time you competed? In,
God,
He's
you were gonna
supposed
bring
to
that up.
compete in
I was
December.
supposed to compete, but
He keeps getting hurt.
I'm still working on it. I started kind of my own transition probably about 7 or 8 months ago. I'd gotten. You
He's
don't
gonna
have
compete
you wait.
next
Wait,
year.
you don't have that picture with you, do you? Good. Don't show that picture. I got kind of heavy, and I wasn't myself. And finally looked at the
Kinda?
picture. Shh. And I started at about, I got up to like 27% body fat, and I was close to 300 pounds. And
And I was only 100 pounds.
so that's it probably looks even
yeah,
bigger
now you
for
know how tough she is, right? And as of today, I'm at about 14%.
Oh, wow.
And down about 60 pounds.
Dang.
But I still have about another 25 to go before I step on stage. And, you know, right now my priority is taking care of other people and getting them to their goals. We've trained 5 professional bodybuilders now. I have probably 3 or 4 more that could end up in that same position, and my goal is to get them there first.
And we're newbies in the fitness industry, because a lot of people that, especially when they compete or when they train competitors, have been around for like 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So we're like newbies.
So they hate on you more because you guys are newbies, huh?
They actually really encourage us.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Because
it's
we're
one
the
of the
old
things.
folks in the industry.
As an old school bodybuilder, that's kind of one of the things you used to see in the past. You used to see Arnold and Franco. They compete against each other. You know, Sergio Nobre, Frank Zane, all these guys competing against each other, but they're also in the gym helping each other.
Yeah.
And
That's true. That's the difference between, you know.
there's a level of
way different.
sportsmanship
Yeah.
that seems to be lacking now.
Yeah.
In a lot of other
Everybody
sports
thinks it's a
and things like
competition when we're supposed
Yeah.
to be helping each other. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, for me, when I see one of my other guys or one of my other girls pass me up or pass us up and make themselves look really good and get on that stage and win, qualify for nationals or get their pro card or whatever, for us, that's what makes us happy, makes us feel really proud that they've done that.
Yeah. So like they're like your kids up there almost, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Like,
right.
yeah, look at
Because we're
that.
the
No,
oldest
it's
one in the
exactly
gym, so all of our clientele are like our kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dynamic you have is good. You could tell you guys are probably, when they walk in that gym, you guys are all like alive already, huh?
Oh, yeah, we had an amazing session this morning.
That's what we were just
like
talking
that. We were
about
talking
today.
about it just on the way over here.
Irene was in that session this morning, wasn't she?
We had like,
Yeah,
she
she
was
was,
there.
huh?
Yeah, she was there. And then we had these people, and all from different walks of life. You know, I mean, you've got like a business owner, you've got like a doctor, and then you've got Dom is a canine cop, and
Yeah,
we can
I mean, we
all
have
be in
everybody
the
in
same
there,
room,
yeah.
and it's as if like nobody is ranked any higher than the next.
Everybody's equal.
Yeah, everyone's equal, and we treat them all the same.
So okay, I want to ask this question. So what do you guys, where do you want to see your business go? What is, let's just say there is a magic lamp you can rub on. Where would you want to see your business flourish to?
I want to see, sorry.
Okay.
Can I answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still have to answer that previous question.
Yeah, we'll go.
That's right. Well, I got 2 questions coming up after this, okay? So hold on, everyone.
I really believe that what we do and how we help clientele is, we're less than most, but I truly believe we're better than all. Because of the foundation of what we believe and how we help our clients. At this point, it's like, I wish we could take what we have, bottle it up, and franchise it, be everywhere. And some people say it's because of us, but I'm sure there's a lot more people that are like us that can do what we've done.
And even then you could train them with that would be like, because I want to franchise my business, so that's a big deal. But in a contract through franchising, you can make it where you guys will have a way that they would have to portray themselves to the customer.
Yeah, because that's really important to us.
Yeah,
and that's
if not that like literally completely destroys the contract if they don't do it.
Yeah,
like that's with all the big franchises. Look at even like, I'm not gonna say all the McDonald's, but let's say they go to McDonald's, they got to be a certain way. They have to act a certain way. You know what I mean? But if not, it voids the contract and they can close that place down. Because Starbucks.
You can ask You can go to the gym now and ask, the people why are they there? Why have they continued to support A2F Gym and us? And it's because of the environment.
Oh, for sure.
That we have created.
You guys have a good aura around you guys. Like, just by being around you guys, you feel more alive. So I mean, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. So you guys would have to have a franchisee be able to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, it would just have to be it.
I do want to do something bigger and greater than what we have done just in Rancho Cucamonga. It's just, quite honestly, don't know how and where to begin.
Speak it into existence like you did the first time. That's what
Yeah.
it is. That's what
I have
thinking Maui.
I have some people that know
on
about
the beach,
franchises.
overlooking the ocean.
I have some
outdoor.
people. You need a franchise lawyer for sure. It costs about $100,000 to get a franchise, paying the lawyer to open up your franchise. And I know that you would have, this is just good content anyway. So like a franchise, I have a friend that what you would do is you would go to franchise conventions and especially with certain kind of businesses that you have, a lot of people just rush you. They want to buy into the franchise because there's a lot of people with a lot of money that don't know what to do with it. And they're just walking around wanting to open a business but don't know what to do.
Tell them about us.
So, yeah, that's why going to those franchise conventions would be really good. But you got to go through the lawyer first, and it costs about $100,000.
Yeah, see, that's where it takes
$70,000 to $100,000 to do that. So you really got to believe in yourself too, because you're about to put that $100,000 into the lawyer to make your business become a franchise. Then you can go to those franchise events and do that. I looked into it for my business. That's why I wanted to do that.
Well, I poured a lot of money into A2F Gym so that it's pretty much debt free.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of kept us in business during COVID.
Yeah.
And I think I should have used that money to do things like that instead.
And they can even help fund after you get the franchise. What they do, a lot of other companies, they'll help fund, because you might have a certain look, but maybe it's not the look that you want it to be. Like, it's not the perfect look that you want for your gym. So a franchise, let's say, because they might only be buying it for $50,000, right? Say they want to buy your whole model and they pay $50,000 for it, and they open up a gym somewhere else, right? So that $50,000 goes back towards you. So now the gym that you still have, you build that up again to even be better. And then you have because that franchisee will be different, but you can even have in the contract, hey, because every gym has to look exactly the same, like a 24-hour fitness, right? Mm-hmm. So you say every gym has to look the same when you go in, things like that. But all that has to be stipulated in the contract as you go. Mm-hmm. But that's what they do. A lot of people will get the lawyer, do the franchise, and then they'll go back and when they sell it, like say maybe they sell for $20,000 because they just started and they want to sell it, just get it moving. It's up to them how much they want to sell it for at the beginning. But then later down the line, people sell it for hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on how big they keep rolling. But yeah, franchises, once you get to, over that hump, they do well after that. It's just getting over that hump, Yeah. So I'm looking into the same thing. But it's a good
how did that work out with you guys, especially being active and then being around a lot of people? What's one thing that you tell people that they need to do when stuff like that happens? Like, oh, I don't have enough money to pay for this membership, or you know what I mean? I have to be in the gym, so I can't go work out because you know what I mean. What's an excuse?
During COVID too.
Go ahead.
You want to answer?
No. I'm still behind 2 answers, so I'm waiting for you to finish your answer.
Because of the different clientele that we have, you know, we've had a lot of support, and so we, you know, what we did is
We stayed open.
we stayed open. We just closed
I did
everything
too.
up.
We gave
Yeah, we papered
we gave
everything.
people the choice. I think
Yeah.
it's up to everybody's individual choice. If you want to come to the gym and work out and keep yourself healthy that way, we'll support you in that. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And then we got this industrial sanitizer, and I would sanitize the gym 2 or 3 times a day. She would do it 2 or 3 times a day. We did whatever we could to be.
Yeah.
But we blacked
It's-
out the windows.
Yeah, restaurants. I was going to restaurants and everything. Still, they were doing the same thing.
We
Yeah.
locked the doors so we would have the city
Well,
come and.
you know,
should we say that? But we wouldn't
can't
We
open
had a
now.
the
family to
door.
take care of too.
Yeah, exactly.
Had to put food on the table.
yeah,
You know, what
we
do
did
you
the same
expect me
thing.
to
We
do?
stayed open. I mean, no one's gonna shut us down.
No.
Because I heard a lot of the percentage of people that just gained weight and got unhealthy.
So
and
much.
Just,
A lot.
You know what I mean?
So
It's
much.
ridiculous, and
Yeah.
it messed up a lot of people even mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you said, you go to the gym every day, sports all your life, and then next thing you know, I can.
You yank it away from you, or it's like
We're
wait
still
a second.
undoing a lot of that. People
Yeah.
still come to us and said during COVID that they had
Yeah.
gained 30, 40 pounds and
Yeah.
never lost it.
Yeah, we're still feeling
Wow.
some of the effects.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Let's go to the question. What question did we not get to answer? Because we got to go
Oh no,
to it.
you were talking about dying and being reborn.
Yeah, let's
And-
go to that.
And that has a whole lot to do with where we are today.
You got reborn when you met me.
Well, yeah, I
Okay,
did,
no.
partially. But the first part of that, I mean, I've always been kind of a free spirit. And with the birth of our son, Lucas, would be her stepson, it changed me as a person. It was the first time I actually had to really step it up and take care of somebody else other than myself. And really changed me as a person and made me think. And, you know, there were times I was, when I was a single dad and I had $20 in my pocket, and what am I going to do with that $20? Well, I had to buy some diapers and some food, you know?
Yeah.
And it really taught me about caring and being compassionate to somebody else other than yourself. And along that same time, frame a few years later, I met this amazing lady right here who helped me, you know, be reborn as a new man.
I brought
And-
crazy in his life.
You kept it interesting, that's for sure. But it was that combination of things over probably about 4 or 5 years that really, I think, made me the man I am today. Who's, I think, a lot better person and a lot better man than I was, you know, 20
So
years ago.
let's go to that. Who are you? If you're to break down who you are, as a man, as a person, who are you? Like without the gym, without any of that, just inside. Let's say you could never work out again. None of that stuff matters, right? Money, cars, house, none of that. Who are you deep inside?
Oh, that's deep.
Wow, God. And I have to ad-lib this answer, too.
He's Arlene's husband.
Arlene's husband. Let's start with that. Let's start with that. That's good.
First off,
I in a few short years went from being a single bachelor kind of person to being a father, grandfather, probably going to be a great grandfather soon. I don't know. Who knows? You know.
But beyond that part, like there's somebody inside who you are, like that she's attracted to, because it's not. You mean it's not gonna just be the bodybuilding. Let's just say you
Yeah.
can never work out again. You messed your hip up. You couldn't even work out for a while. There's still you in there. Who are you?
He is a man who is kind.
Okay, she's got a good answer.
Outside looking in,
You
you can see
know.
it.
Actually, you know what? Let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, no, we're gonna switch.
Okay.
We're gonna switch this. Okay, I'm gonna have you
What
answer
I
who he
fell in
is and
love with
who she is.
And the man that he is, above anything else, because he had to start.
Let's
over.
do this. Hold on. Let's rewind. Look in his eyes, and I want you to tell him
Bring
who
the
he
tissue.
is.
No, don't give
Oh,
him
no. Yeah, really.
Let's do this.
I'm the
No.
crier, man. Watch
Let's,
out
No.
here.
let's do this.
Okay, so
In the eyes the
man-
whole time. Don't break eye
well,
contact.
the man that he is, and the man that I fell in love with, is the man that is a gentleman, who's always been a gentleman, who is kind, and who always put me first above all. And he fought with everything he had to keep us together. And when I couldn't trust and I didn't believe anymore, he fought for us. And that's why we're here today. He loves with everything that he has.
So he's love.
That was deep.
All right, I like that.
Now tell us who she is. Eye contact.
Well, she's very similar and also different. She is my strength. She is also a very caring, compassionate person. As tough as she thinks she is, as tough as we think she is, she's also a very loving and giving person, and someone who will sacrifice her own well-being for others, and be loyal and loving and caring. And she's been that way with
You said
me.
I'm crazy.
Come on, we're trying to do Come on. Do it.
You said that. Well, let's not say crazy. Let's say
Creative.
there's never a dull moment with us.
Watch out for that one. Be careful with that one.
You know what? We work hard. We take care of our responsibility. We love hard.
And we play hard.
And we play hard. And we have
For sure.
And
You got to have fun.
Yeah.
you were talking about the sacrifices of being an entrepreneur, and there's times we would sleep at the gym at the beginning. There are times we would get up at 4 a.m. and be there 16 hours later, and things like that. But it's all worthwhile.
Yeah.
It's all worthwhile. And we do it together, which
Or
is
to pick
which
up
is,
everyone's
which is
shit because they don't know how to rack their weights.
You guys hear him?
Yeah, the unrackers out there.
Yeah.
The unrackers.
I'm one of them.
We're at a time,
Okay.
but I really liked this podcast. We did this. This is the first time we did one like this.
Couple.
So the couple, I love this. This was different. We got to definitely have you guys back on.
Okay.
We
So-
would love it. We had an absolutely amazing time. I got a chance to meet you guys for the first time.
That's what I was going to ask before we close out. Like, how was your experience?
It was awesome, and I hope this is the start of a long friendship and relationship.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
are fantastic, great hosts, and thank you for letting us
Yes, and
tell our story.
Better than I
Somebody's
than
gonna-
I
somebody's
thought
gonna-
it would be.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Because if I would have walked in here by myself, I would have been scared.
Well, it was good. We never did this. This is the first time we did this. We've never done this. This was cool. So
Because
a
you know why I
couple
brought
things.
him, Jacob? He was my bodyguard.
Yeah.
Iron Man for sure.
Actually, I would be your bodyguard. You know how to get her. You know how she is.
I don't know if you guys can really see how big, because he said he needs to still lose weight. And in fact, I don't know if you guys can see him. He's
Show him the gun. Show him the
he's
muscle.
shredded.
Show him the gun
Just a
right
little
here.
bit. Just a little bit.
Right there. That camera. That's camera right
that
here.
camera right there? I don't know. It's not bad for 61.
Killing
I
it
think
over
I'm
here.
only about 19 and a half inches right now. So.
So let them know, what's the location of the gym?
Yeah, just
and
give him a
where-
last quick shout out for the location. Name it.
9542 Foothill Boulevard.
Yeah, Rancho
just,
Cucamonga.
just west of Archibald on Foothill Boulevard, right behind Alberto's fine Mexican food. You will find
So
us.
after the gym, they can go eat there.
That's right. That's right. We have a special discount code for you too if you come in.
Also follow us on A2F Babe, BABE _IFBB Pro on Instagram, or
No,
the
the
A2F
A2F
Coach.
coach.
Or Arlene Padilla Cherry on Facebook.
Even finishing each other's sentences.
That's
Killing
right.
it.
See, we're so in tune.
It's like Kobe and
I
Shaq
think-
right here.
We appreciate you guys coming on. We had a good time with you guys. And
Thank you.
So don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Jacob Costas, Shed the Sheep, House Over Baz, and we're out.